everyone, welcome back to my knitting podcast. This is episode number 5. So we haven't done too many of these yet, but yeah, it's been really fun so far. My name is Katrina if you're new here, and I'm from Vancouver, BC, Canada. Today for the podcast, we are going to be looking at a couple finished objects. One of them I am wearing. And then I'll take you through some of my works in progress. The acquisitions you'll see during the works in progress, because I don't really have any new acquisitions other than that. And then I'll give you a little look at some of the spinning that I've done in case you're interested in spinning. But stick around to the end of the video so that you can find out how to enter the giveaway and what the giveaway prize is going to be. So basically this video, I wanted to do a little giveaway since I recently hit 900 subscribers, and I thought it would be really fun. So with all that being said, let's get into it. I am currently wearing my balloon cardigan by Petite Knit, and I used the recommended needle size, and I used Drops Lima instead of the recommended yarn, just because I wanted a more affordable option. And if you know, you probably don't, because my podcasts are all out of order, and until this point, not out of order, but like I had big gaps between the first 3, 4 and 5. Now we're getting consistent with it, so this is kind of like where I'm consistent. But anyways, this cardigan I started like in 2022, I think, and I just finished it at the end of 2023, beginning of 2024. So this took me a very long time to do. But oh, there's my hair, my dark hair shows up really well on the white. But anyways, I just wanted a really plain, simple white cardigan, and I definitely think I achieved that. This was a really easy pattern to knit. Something I really liked about it is that I didn't have to do picking up stitches for a button band and like go around and do a whole button band. I just didn't want to like have to worry about that. So the really nice thing about this pattern is that the button band is knit as you go. So that was really great. And as we talked about last episode, I was playing a dangerous game of yarn chicken, and I was losing the battle for sure. It was not going to happen. It just wasn't going well for me. So I needed to buy more yarn to finish this. So like I talked about last time, I was on one of Typical Bliss's streams, and I asked if she had any recos for local yarn stores, and she lives in the same city as me, of where I could pick up some Drops Lima. And she was like, wait, I got you. There's some Drops Lima in my shop. So I picked up the right color. The only difference was it's the wrong dye lot, or a different dye lot from what I was using for the rest of the body, but that is not a big deal. So what I did was I was knitting this sleeve, and then I stopped at the cuff and put that on hold and started knitting my next sleeve with the rest of the main color I had. Then I thought I'd have enough to get to the end of the cuff. I didn't. I can't even see because it's blended so well. This is why it's called Kat's Chaotic Knitting Podcast, because I'm kind of all over the place. But yeah, the dye lot was different, and so the Typical Bliss one that I picked up, her Drops Lima. I'm not making sense. The new Drops Lima that I picked up was very much lighter in color than the rest of it. That could be because the rest of the yarn in my sweater was sitting in my little project bag in my work bag, and this was like my train project, so I was doing this on the train. I feel like maybe it could have gotten a little bit dirtier and just the color could have gotten darker, or it was just a slightly different color. But anyways, you can't really see because I did helical knitting. Oh my god, I can't talk. I did helical knitting when I started to run out of my main dye lot. And so I would I think helical knitting is basically just do around with the one, do around with the other one, do around with the one, do around with the other one. And so that's kind of what I did until I ran out of the main color, which was about here. And then it was just the new dye lot, essentially. But I don't think it's noticeable at all. Maybe like really, really up close and really good lighting, you could see a slight difference. But the nice thing about that being on the cuffs is that, oh, is there like a hole in my cuff? What did I do here? Huh? That's weird. I didn't notice that before. Sorry, but the nice thing about switching the color on the cuff is that the texture of the cuff, since it's ribbing, is so much different from the main stockinette that you won't notice the color difference anyways, because the shadows and light hitting it is going to be different anyway. So it's a little bit of an illusion to your eye. You won't really be able to see what's going on there. So that's kind of a trick for you if you're running out of yarn and you just need a tiny, tiny little bit left and it's a wrong dye lot. I would save that for the cuffs. It'll be less noticeable, or like a button band or something like that. That's a different texture. So that's this one. Oh yeah, and then the buttons are on. I asked on my TikTok and YouTube Shorts what buttons people thought would work, and these are the ones that were chosen. They're from my local yarn store, and I love the color. They're so pretty, and it just makes the cardigan a little bit more interesting because it's a little bit plain and simple, but then having the little pop of green, really beautiful shell buttons makes it just pop a little bit, which really works well for me, and I like something plain but with a little something cool about it. That's usually like what I like to wear. And then another thing that I modified for this, I made the size small, which is not like technically following the recommended ease. I went down in ease, and I love the way it fits. It fits perfectly. There's still like a lot of ease. It could have even been, I could have even gone smaller really, just because I like the fitted cardigan look. Like I like wearing cardigans as tops or as sweaters basically, so I don't mind if it's pretty fitted. But yeah, I'm really happy with the fit of the size small. And then so that the balloon sleeves weren't as dramatic, I ended up decreasing to the extra small size rather than just not decreasing at all or decreasing to the small size. I ended up decreasing to extra small and then doing the little, you know, balloon decreases here so that the puffiness of the balloons are not as dramatic, and this to me just makes it a little bit more wearable for myself every day versus the really like dramatic puffy over the top kind of sleeve situation. So that is the first finished object. Okay, now another whip that you guys would have seen me working on last time that is all done now, and I've been wearing these like crazy, and if you follow me on Instagram you would have seen that I posted that I finished these. These are the Kjell Mitts, and I knit these in Roma Finul, and this really pretty hot pink color, and then just white. And these are just a classic Selbu mitten, but they're fingerless mittens. And they have little people on this side. And I am so happy with these. These are actually not blocked. I just haven't had time to block them yet, and I'm a little bit scared, to be honest, because this is such a bright color, and as you know if you've knit lots before, pinks and reds bleed the most, so I'm a little bit scared about that. I'll probably do them in cold water if I do, but they haven't even really needed to be blocked. The color work looks pretty good as is, and because I've been wearing them so much, I think it's just been like stretching and blocking them on my hands basically, so they haven't really need to be blocked. But yeah, it's really nice when I'm waiting for the train and I just want to like play on my phone and do things with my fingers still, and like still have my hands be kind of warm, and then if I get cold I can just like tuck my fingers in is what I do usually. So that those are that. The only thing that I kind of would like to improve for next time is I definitely got little holes in the thumb. Oh yeah, it's focusing in the thumb area. I guess just the way I picked up the stitches, and then yeah, you can see on this side too. The way I picked up the stitches, I just probably didn't do a great job with something there. So I could always go back in and stitch over to kind of close those holes. Or, I mean, they don't really bother me that much, so no one's looking that close at my holes. What else is there to say about these? Well, maybe I'll get on to the works in progress now, speaking of these. Because I finished these and they're so cool, my partner Christian saw these and he was like, oh my gosh, those are so freaking cool. I want a pair now. And as I talked about last podcast, the Kjell Mitts come with like, it's the Randi and the Kjell Mitts because they're knit the same, it's just the color work part's different. So it's all in one pattern, which is really nice because I showed him the options and he was like, oh, you know what, I actually like the Randi version better. It's a little bit like more like it looks kind of like a Celtic knot, which I think he was just digging that aesthetic. So he ended up choosing that, which is really fun because then I don't have to do the exact same pattern again. I can kind of like knit the same thing and learn from my mistakes from my own version, but also get to do something kind of a little bit different with the color work. So that's always fun if you're a knitter, you know. Some people don't like knitting the same thing over and over. I actually do it a lot, and I will do it. Like if I find a good pattern that I like, I'll knit it a bunch. I don't care. It doesn't stop me. Like I think I'm gonna make a pair of these for like everyone I know because these are so cute. But anyway, he wanted black and white. This is all I have so far. I've kind of been neglecting this, which is something that I do when I'm knitting for other people. I'm gonna work on my own knits, and then I kind of neglect the ones that I'm making for other people, but I definitely gotta work on this more. And it's just the same yarn, so I'm using up what I have left of the white that I use for mine, and then I'm using this pretty, just dark black for it. And yeah, this cream is the same dye lot. I bought another ball just in case. So I have two of the same dye lot, which is good because then I can just switch to the next ball when I run out. But I don't think I will because they're fingerless mittens, so might be enough to squeeze 2 sets of mittens out of one of these skeins. But we'll see. I'll keep you guys updated because that's good to know if anyone else wants to make fingerless mittens with the Romagarn Finul. Then you'll know how much you need. So that's that whip. It's kind of same thing. Not too much to say about it. This is what I'm going to do next. We're going to talk about my tessellated pullover next. Because I got lots to say about it. Well, not really lots, but once again, I'm in love with this. Oh yeah, this will be really exciting for you all because I finished a whole sleeve since last time. I think I didn't have any of this sleeve done, so this sleeve is done. Boom. And I'm like halfway down the next sleeve, which is really, really good stuff, good progress. This has been like the main thing that I've been working on, I think, at home. Because I usually have like an at-home project that I like to work on and then an on-the-train project. So this is too hard to bring. It's like 3 balls of yarn. It's gonna, as much as it's an easy pattern to do mindlessly, it's a pain in the butt to bring all the balls of yarn and organize them all, I think, on the train. So this is for at home. Yeah, I ran out of a lot of the other colors, like these pretty color changes, and we've got a lot of the green and yellow left, which I don't mind at all. I think it's fun, and I think it blends in a really interesting way with the purple main color. But I don't have much yarn left, which is a little bit concerning. Okay, so just to show you how much, I have a lot of the main colorway left, the purple, but I'm running out of the Odang alpaca suri. For sure I'm running out. I'm playing Yarn Chicken with that. And then with the spin cycle, I think we'll be good, but it is getting smaller. It is getting close. So that's how much I have to do left of the sleeve, which is not too much. So I'll show you kind of why I'm concerned. Obviously this looks concerning, but I have I have another. Oh god. Oh no, what's happening? Oh wait, these are separate? Oh, see, this is what happened is I took some of the main yellow out because I thought I'd have a lot extra and it was just going on for so long and I was like, I'll just skip that for the body, which I rather this be in the sleeve than in the body, so that's fine. So I have all that left too, and I have this. So I think because it's mosaic knitting, we should be good on that. No issue there. But, oh my god. Okay, this is also when I was still pulling from the center. I've learned better. Andrea Mowry has taught me since then. I've been watching all of her I'll Knit If I Want To episodes from like the past because I never watched them before, so I'm like catching up on all of those. And in one of them she's like, yeah, I never pull from the center because I don't like yarn vomit. And I'm like, damn, maybe I shouldn't be pulling from the center. But this has stayed pretty good. Okay, regardless, this is a problem. This is how much I have left. Can you see how, like, that is not, look how thin that is. Yikes. I don't know why I keep doing this. When I bought the yarn for this, the person, I think their name's Kate, they were telling me like, yeah, here's how much you'll need for the size 3 and that'll be perfect. And then I was like, oh my gosh, great. So I had exactly enough yarn to make the size 3. And then I got home and looked at the pattern and was like, for my bust measurement, I really want a lot of positive ease too. To get all of the positive ease that I want, I kind of have to make the 5. So I went up 2 full sizes from what the recommended yarn quantity I got was, essentially. So that is why we are running out of the Odang. Oh dang, I'm running out of Odang. That's a problem. My only other saving grace is I started swatching recently for like more complex things. So I do have some yarn from the swatch that I can use. And you might be thinking, Katrina, this is a sad, tiny little baby swatch. And you're correct. This is a tiny swatch. This is not a lot of yarn. This is like if I'm desperate. I'm gonna have to pull this thing apart. And I kind of really like this orange color that's in the swatch, so I might just take it apart anyway and use that for the very last couple, or maybe very last one round. Just use that orange bit for the sleeve so that it's not all completely yellow. I guess there's a little bit of green too, but it's like kind of yellowy green, which I love. That's where I'm at with this. It's kind of like exciting, you know? I kind of want to finish it fast, and I'm working on it lots because I want to see what happens if I run out or not. So that's the Tessellated Pullover. This next whip that I'm holding is a new cast on. I think I talked last time about how I was trying to figure out what to do with this really beautiful Sunday Fabrico Apacasuri in the color Ranunculus. So, oh yeah, another new acquisition. I just forgot because I'm already using it in a project. So this is Knitting for Olive Merino. I kind of went in thinking that I knew what color I'd want to pair with this, and I thought I wanted putty. And then I went into the yarn store and I realized, oh my gosh, there's like these subtle tiny little variations between these like different shades of creamy white, and the putty was a little bit more blue, and this color is called Cloud, and it's just a tiny bit pink. I don't know if that's picking up. It's gonna just look yellow because of the light, but this is like, especially like I can see in the mirror right now, this is very pinky. I think it's like if you wanted a paler version of Ballerina, which I think is the name of the other colorway that's really pink. So I was like, oh my gosh, this is so perfect. It's just like a very pale, pale, pale pink, essentially, which is exactly what I wanted to go. As you can see with like Ranunculus, there's a lot of pink in here. And it's looking really beautiful. But then, when I started knitting it up, oh my gosh, it looks so pretty. So this is the Caspar cardigan, and this is just the back so you can see how beautiful the colors are looking. The pinks are really coming through nicely, and now you can really see the sage greens and the yellows kind of popping through. And so it's just really beautiful. So yeah, this is the Caspar cardigan. So it's Colibri by Johanna is the designer of the Caspar cardigan. I'll have it linked down below too, so you can check it out. But oh my gosh, I'm so excited about how this is looking. The colorway it's looking really more pink in person than it is on camera, I think. But it's got this like beautiful glow of pink, and then there's just these really pretty sage and yellowy colors in it. So it's very subtle. I hope it looks good with my skin tone, because I am very pale. So I don't want it to look like exactly like my skin tone. I do that sometimes. I buy like a color and I'm like, oh, it's gonna look so pretty, and then I forget how pale I am. And I'm like, oh, it looks like my skin tone, that pink. Wow. So this one I think it'll be fine. But this is a little cardigan, and it can be worn front ways or back ways. Like this could be the back if you want it to. I don't think I'll wear it like that. And what I did was I knit a size so that I have zero positive ease, or zero ease in general. I don't have to say negative or positive because it's zero. So I knit the size that would give me zero ease for my bust, which is the size medium. And then what I'm doing now, which is not described in the pattern, is I'm doing decreases so that it kind of fits more snug around my waist, because what I want really is like a cardigan that's more of a top and it's just like fitted. So that's something that I've been really having in mind, that I see often, but I don't see a lot of knitting patterns for. So I kind of was like, oh, I'll DIY it sort of with this pattern and make it work essentially. And also I'm going to be modifying the ribbing. There's two options in this pattern. There's like a short, maybe like an inch or two of ribbing. And then there's another option that is a ruffle edge at the bottom for the mohair edition. And I just want like a really long amount of ribbing. So I think I'm going to keep decreasing and then do a quite long ribbing. And that's going to be the look we're going for. I was a little bit worried about not having enough of this ranunculus color for this, but I definitely have enough because this is still the first skein of it and I'm almost done the body length and I have 2 more skeins of it left, so that's not a problem at all. I don't know if there's much else to say about it. I'm really happy with the texture and it's so soft. It's just so beautiful and I'm really loving the color and everything about it. I was a little bit worried that the sleeves would be too small, but I think they're gonna be perfect. Yeah, that's my Caspar cardigan. Very happy with this one. My last work in progress is a pattern that I'm designing, and it's for like a little scarf. So I'll just show. That's it. That's all I'll show for now. I think. And up close you can see that it's a linen stitch. And yeah, I hope I can tell you more when it's done or show you a little bit more when it's looking really good, because it's not blocked yet, so it's looking not perfect, but that one's going to be really fun too when it's done. And I'm using some leftover lichen and lace fingering weight yarn that I used in my camisole number 7 before, and then I had this like really pretty mohair from Sandwich Yarns that is like their mermaid mohair, and it's like a really pretty colorway. I can't remember what it's called, but it adds like a really fun little twinkle in it. I don't know, it's so cute. So that's it for my works in progress. Now let's look at some stuff that I spun. So I finally finished my very first ever spinning. This is my little tiny baby skein. You see, it's so cute. It's really interesting. Like there's sections where you could tell when I first started it's not very even, but then there's parts where I feel like my size that I was spinning got quite even at some point, and I'm pretty happy with it. Like I don't really know what's good and bad spinning yet, basically, because I'm new. So to me this looks good, but that's like the thing when you're a beginner I find it's like, oh wow, I'm really good at this when you're a really beginner, and then you hit that point of being more intermediate where you realize, oh, I'm really bad at this and there's so much to learn. And so I'm still in that point of like, oh wow, I'm really good at this, that I don't know enough yet to be at that point where I'm like harder on myself. I don't know if anyone else has experienced that, but it's definitely like a threshold of knowledge that you have to pass of the craft that you're doing to realize how much more you have to learn, essentially. And so maybe knitting this up too will give me a better idea of how I can improve or how it is to work up, but I'm super stoked on this. I don't necessarily love these colors, which is why I spun them up first, because I was like, this will be my little tester situation, because I got this box of like different colors to spin essentially, and so I just picked the ones that were the closest that I didn't love the most and use that little small scrappy bits in this like spinning box that I got. So that was kind of like what this is essentially, and I'm very impressed. I applied it all. I'm just using, I have one spindle, so I put it all up and caked it, and then I pulled from the center and from the outside and I applied it up like that. So it's a 2-ply, and then I washed it and it fluffed up quite a bit, which I'm very happy with. Like, it was looking like really, really thin before, and it actually puffed up and is quite soft and puffy and nice. And I thwacked it too, purely because it's fun, but also it's supposed to do something. And I think it did help kind of just like connect those fibers together and got them really melded. So that is my very first ever spinning project. That's my first yarn I've ever made. Woo! So this is one that I was really excited to spin, and I wanted to finish spinning that so that I could spin on this. But this is some really beautiful myrtle yarn fiber. It's a superwash merino in the colorway Clairvoyant. And these colors are looking, here, I'll show you up close. These colors are looking really beautiful. There's lots of pretty purples and greens, and then a couple little hints of ochre yellow. Can you focus more? I'm not the most even spinner. I'm trying to spin a little bit less thin than I was with that one. I'm trying to get a little bit, tiny bit thicker so that when I ply, I want to do a 2-ply again, just because I'm liking the way it looks. And I want it to be a worsted weight / Aran weight, because I'm hoping to add this to my future one day night shift shawl. So big goals there, but I think this will be a really pretty, like, bright. I want a lot of contrast of like really, really dark, but then areas of pops of really light. So I think this will be really nice. And as you can see, yeah, this fiber is so beautiful. And it's got really pretty purples and yellows and pops of green. I love this color. This is the first fiber I've ever bought for myself, and I'm really loving spinning it up so far. It's really easy to work with. The way it's prepped is like very fluffy and poofy, so I'm able to get this really poofy, fluffy yarn. As you can tell, I don't really know what I'm talking about when it comes to spinning, but oh, another issue that I'm running into though is that I think I've filled my max capacity on the spindle, because when I like try to wrap the yarn here and then put it up on the spindle, it doesn't stick enough, and so then it all just kind of like pulls up and untwists out, and it doesn't stay so that you can, like, you know, spin your yarn. So I have to go to the section where there's less yarn, and then there's enough angle so that it doesn't untwist itself, basically. I don't know if that makes sense. If you have any suggestions on how to fix that situation, let me know, because I don't really know what I'm doing, and I'm trying to watch tutorials, but I don't think I've heard about that issue yet. Maybe I'm adding too much yarn to this poor little spindle. I'm trying to make it do so much. So it's working hard, that spindle. Oh, my cat's here to say hi. One sec. She's not usually allowed in the office because he's bad. But oh, she's so cute. This is Luna. Yeah, she's not allowed in here by herself, but with supervision, she can hang out. So just don't dig your claws into. No. You can be good. You can hang out, but you have to be good. Okay. So now is time for the giveaway. I'm gonna be giving away a skein of yarn, and this is Malabrigo. Is it Malabrigo? Am I lying to you? Yeah, it's Malabrigo Ultimate Sock. I know Luna wants to hang out. This is the color. So pretty. The color is called 363 Pascal, and to me, I think it's called Pascal because it's the same color as the little, is he chameleon in the movie Tangled, and his name's Pascal, so I think that's the inspiration here. I could be totally off base, but this is what it reminds me of. And so yeah, it's a sock yarn. It's a 100 grams, 75% merino superwash, and 25% nylon. So it's a superwash nylon blend, and it's 420 yards or 385 meters. And this would be so perfect for any sock, or you can make my new cat sweater pattern that's coming out next week, I believe, or maybe sooner. But you could use a fingering weight yarn for that too. So, this, don't look at it. This is the yarn that I'm giving away. I hope you like it. This is what you could win. So basically, this giveaway is for hitting 900 subscribers, and I just wanted to celebrate and thank all of you guys for supporting me and being here with this little giveaway. So, all you have to do to enter is subscribe to this channel, like this video, and then leave a comment about whatever you like. You can comment anything, and then you're automatically entered into the giveaway. So super easy. No one is going to answer you. No one is going to answer you in the comments and say you won, message here. That's not going to happen. I know that scammers can reach out a lot, so please be careful. The only way you're going to find out who wins this is going to be in my next podcast episode. So to find out if you won, you have to tune into the next podcast episode, and I will announce the winner then. So please be very, very careful in the comments. I don't want any of you guys getting scammed. That's a big thing that bothers me in this world, is scammers. And what else? The giveaway is going to be open worldwide. So don't worry about if you live anywhere in the world. I'll try to ship it to you. So I think that's everything about the giveaway details. Yeah, just be careful in the comments. We're gonna reveal the winner in the next podcast episode. So not necessarily my next video that I post, but the next podcast episode, just to give everyone enough time to enter. So I want to make sure it's fair. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate all of you guys, and I can't wait to see you guys next time. And good luck in the giveaway. Bye.